And we're live. Welcome back, everyone. I know it's been a busy day for live reality games. We started off the day with our final podcast of Survivor New York, Blood versus Water. So we finished that up, and then we got finished with Sequester just a little bit ago. So hopefully you all tuned in for that. But now, joining us here tonight, we're talking about kind of a new game. It is an old game with a new name on it. So we're joined by Wes. Wes, welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm
Thank
so
you for
excited. It's rare that I go out and talk. I think I've done one podcast, so I'm excited to talk.
I'm excited for you to talk as well. We will be talking about the new name of the new game called the Penthouse, previously known as the Totem Pole. Totem Pole has been running for 3 seasons now. Super excited. Liz and I cover this on the live reality games typically. And Wes, for everyone joining us at home that's not familiar with the structure of the game, kind of explain what is the Totem Pole, but now what is the Penthouse per se?
Penthouse, yes. So the round every round starts and has the same events that happen every single round. In the beginning, they will compete in a challenge.
Okay.
The winner of that challenge is the VIP.
Oh, that sounds fancy now.
Yes. So the winner is the VIP. The VIP moves into the penthouse, obviously. Then the VIP will have to place every other player in their rooms from top to bottom.
Similar to the last game, the Totem Pole. So.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, same format. Then we will have a switch that occurs. Someone must switch 2 rooms in the penthouse, right? Mm-hmm. So 2 of the rooms will change. And then whoever is in the bottom, in the basement, the very bottom, the person that's in the basement has to pick someone to defend them, their bodyguard. Oh. That bodyguard must then choose to either keep them in the basement, lock them in, or to open it and save them. If the bodyguard locks them in, the bodyguard gets a power, but the person in the basement is automatically eliminated from the game. But if the bodyguard saves and unlocks the basement, a twist is unleashed and somebody else must go home.
Oh, so we're keeping that the same as last season. So it's super excited to have these twists come into the game.
Right. Yeah. And then after all that's said and done, after we've had one person eliminated, we then must go to a vote. The 5 bottom rooms, those 5 people will be up for the vote, or somebody will be eliminated. So every round we lose 2 people. You have the VIP in the penthouse, putting everybody in their rooms. You want to be close to the penthouse. The closer you are to the basement, the more danger you are in of being eliminated.
And nobody wants to be stuck in the basement all the time. So
no. Maybe every once in a while. But
well, we have some people tuning in. Naomi was just with us earlier today, wrapping up Survivor New York. So everyone that is not caught up on the season yet, go back, watch it. They do some great podcasting with the contestants of that. Vinny is also interested in this.
Hey. Hello.
And then Mac here is wondering if there's any good luck in the basement. Would there be any advantages for getting stuck at bottom?
That is a really good question, but we are casting and have not filmed season 4 yet. So if I reveal that now, that may affect some gameplays. So I can't reveal that one way or the other. But let's just say you don't ever really want to be in the basement, but maybe you do. I don't know.
Structure-wise, we kind of talked about like the voting and whatnot. Is this more like Survivor? Are you guys out in the woods surviving, or do you have do the Big Brother mansion kind of thing?
No. So I hinted at this when I released the new brand, being the Penthouse. In the video, I hinted and I said the new locations are amazing.
Ooh.
Locations. That's plural. There's more than one for season 4, and they are absolutely stunning and perfect for where we want to take the show and the brand. And I can't wait to show them, but I want to keep it secret. I want, when the cast gets there, I want them to be like, that's how I was when I walked up. So
I'm already thinking like watching as if you're at home when it releases on YouTube. I'm already going to be like, this is amazing. So
sweet. And I can't say we're filming in the same town. I don't want to say city. I want to say town. We filmed in Hot Springs, Arkansas for season 3. We are also filming there once again. Not in the same house, obviously.
Absolutely, everyone would be familiar with the same house, and that giant hill that nobody liked on the cast.
Poor Kadia. That's her. She loved that hill.
Just talking to the contestants too from season 3, Liz and I interviewed the general population of them, and everyone was like, "Oh, that hill was killer." So
honestly,
you didn't think it was that bad?
They're being dramatic, but that's why we casted them. So,
well, speaking of casting, you mentioned season 4 is getting ready to start production soon. Is there any final casting? Are you still open?
We are still open. You can apply at penthouseGame.com/casting. You have to be 18 years old to be on the show, but casting is open. You have to just make a quick video, answer a few questions, submit it, and then bam. We're watching your videos. We're reading your questions. Casting's going to be really tough, but don't be discouraged. Please apply because we recognize you and we remember you. So like if you, let's say season 4 doesn't work out for you, but you want to be on season 5, we're going to recognize like, oh, this person has applied before because that's something we've run into with casting for season 4 and looking at everybody's applications. We're like, oh, you've applied before. Like that, it really sticks in our mind. So always apply, get your name out there, and let everybody look at it.
Yeah, and just to recap too, it looks like Sabrina is not being dramatic in season 3. And Shane does need to correct you. That hill was bad, according to him. So,
please. Whatever.
Maybe it was bad trying to balance those blocks that Sabrina tried so close on. But Sabrina, I don't want you to relive that moment. So. So speaking of casting, we actually have a Facebook group for LRG casting. Anyone can find out information about anything casting. And we have a special podcast coming up on, let me check my calendar, the 23rd this month. So we'll have some special guests talking about their shows, casting, such as the Totem Pole, it sounds like. So that's super exciting. Or, I corrected myself, the Penthouse.
The Penthouse, yeah.
We were wondering who was going to slip up first, and it was me.
I'm trying my best. That's been the name of the show for 3 years now. So
used to it. And the main thing, we can't say Totem Tuesday anymore. I'm going to have to do like Penthouse Party or something like that.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah. I'll keep you in the loop.
Let's see here. We do have a question from Mac at home. He asks, can you spill any tea on secret advantages or expose cards, Wes?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what kind of tea you're looking for, as in like what is on the cards or like what's happened in the past or whatever. But let's just say they're not going anywhere. There will still be secret advantages. There will still be exposes. I think, not to get on a tangent, but I think the expose card is something so unique to the Penthouse, to be able to find a card that forces somebody else to show their hand and to be honest. Love it. I love just like somebody stands up and they're like, I'm gonna expose Dustin. Like I love it. I'm obsessed. But no, I can't tell you what they're gonna be, obviously, but there will be new ones. You might see some old ones. We love a total public vote, right? But yeah.
I just really like the idea of everything being exposed on the Penthouse, similar to your past seasons, how you have to rank people in public, and the exposed card is kind of like the altar of that. It gives the other players the power to have something else exposed. So that's super like balanced in my view. So
yeah, and when I was making the game, that was a big thing for me because I in so many games, especially Big Brother, Survivor, you can play that floater game so easily and you can go under the radar. But in this game, you are always on your toes. Like, am I going to be the switch? Am I going to be exposed? Am I going to be the defender? Like anything could happen to you. So you better be ready to show your cards. And I think the best players are the ones who can play under the radar, but when they are exposed and have to do something in public, they can do it flawlessly without pissing off everybody else.
Let's see. We have some excitement in the comments. Kyle checking in. Kyle does have a suggestion. If you're struggling for a theme song, sounds like you should check out Penthouse by John Legend.
Let me jot that down.
There you go. Back to applying. Yes, season 3 contestant Sabrina Queen is here, shouting out to everyone to apply. Vinny has a good question though. How soon will the cast be notified or make it to the next round of auditions or interviews?
Good question. I actually believe I can quickly find that. I'm gonna have to switch to another tab real fast.
Now, speaking of casting, do you handle the casting primarily, Wes, yourself?
No. The entire production team looks at everybody's videos, and we go through the casting process of deciding who we want to move on to the next round, who do we want to interview, who do we want to talk to. But Shane specifically is the casting manager, and he takes over all of that, and he does an amazing job at it.
Now, Shane sounds awfully familiar. Do I know this contestant?
You do. Yes, season 3 runner-up.
While you're pulling that up, we actually have a picture of your team here, Wes. Looks like you have Brett. Not familiar with Brett. How long has he been on your team? Game development manager.
Yes. So he joined the team before season 2 came out, but after we filmed. I went to school with Brett, and we've talked about the show all the time, and then he joined the team officially, and he's done an amazing job. He has grown the show. He has brought so much to the show. I'm so thankful to have him. So he is someone I think he might be in every single episode of season 3. You can find him in the background standing there, and he streams on Twitch. And somebody was streaming on Twitch, and one of the jokes was how do I find Brett? Because he's friends with Brett. Anyways, yeah, so he works on making sure the logistics of the game is working. So some of the twist and the format obviously stays the same, but the twists, the cards, the challenges, he really is in on the strategy and making sure the game doesn't break in a way. It used to be something that I would do, but there's it's just grown so much, it's just not.
There was one twist in the opening season of yours that I thought was so it took out one of my favorite players at the time. I can't remember her name, but she was swapped and then she got eliminated immediately. It was so disappointing to watch her. It was the girlfriend. Was it Rachel?
Lydia,
that was her name.
Yeah. Oh yes. Lydia, I love her. Okay. I have those dates for you on casting.
Sorry
to interrupt.
No.
I have those dates on casting for you. So casting closes on January 31st. We will reach out to the semifinalists for interviews around late February, early March. And it's our goal to tell everyone who has applied whether they're making it through to the next round or not. Because I hate it. Honestly, it breaks my heart to cut someone out of the casting process, but that doesn't mean that we don't love you, right? Maybe this season just isn't right for you. You need to apply for season 5. We're looking for something specifically for this season 4 of the Penthouse, and it's going to be an amazing cast. But yeah, I hate to leave people without an answer. So late February, early March.
That's greatly appreciated. Now, going into auditions, do you kind of know when you'll be filming this season 4, and how much time would I need to take out of work?
We're filming from May 6th through May 12th.
Okay.
Yeah. So May 6th through the 12th. My birthday is actually May 9th. So for the first time, I will be able to be doing something that means so much to me, that I love so much. It's almost like a once in a lifetime experience that I get to experience every year. Hopefully 2 times a year at some point.
Ooh.
But this time around, I'll be able to be there on my birthday. The best birthday gift I could ask for.
You automatically are VIP for that round, by the way. So
yes.
Be hold on, folks. I'm taking over this round.
Twist. I'm in the cast.
Vote him out, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of games that you have played, I think you played one of your Patreon minis. Is that correct?
I did. It was absolutely terrifying, but yes, I did.
Patreon mini. Let's go. What is a Patreon mini? What goes on? What's a mini?
So, obviously, it's a little bit expensive, and it costs a little bit of money to make a show. So we have to fundraise for the show. We've decided to use Patreon to do that. And people can sign up to support the show using different tiers, like a $1, $5, $10, $20, whatever tier you want to pick. And we don't pocket anything. There actually is a Penthouse bank account that all of the money goes into. And we are just building funds to produce a better and better show every season. Ooh, I'm going out of focus. Anywho, we use Patreon, and one of the tiers, the $5 tier, you can actually play the game live on YouTube. You just apply, we host it, stream to YouTube. You can watch, your friends can watch it back. And a lot of people have a really good time. And it means the world to me to see so many more people able to play the game in a, like, on the channel. Like, it's like in the family of the Penthouse, you know?
And especially during this time with everything going on, it's really fun to have some kind of game to do. I know we can't really do a live game in person, but we're all about these live reality games, meeting in person, playing them. But for this time, it's a great little alternative. Just get your little fix and just do a little introduction. So
yeah, and you can, if you want to support the show and not play, that's fine too. But I hate to like charge to play for games. Like, I hate it, right? But it truly is just a fundraiser for the show.
Mm-hmm. And it's just a little added benefit. You're helping out the fan base, or helping produce these episodes, or helping raise money for this great show. And to get to play on YouTube is just added bonus, I hope to think. So
yeah, but sometimes scary. But yeah. And it's only $5. It's like less than a cup of coffee from Starbucks. So
for sure. Just $5. Is it like a repeating thing, or is it just a one-time charge?
It's a monthly subscription, but you can cancel it whenever you want. So like, you can play twice in a month or once a month whenever we're casting for it. You don't have to pay for like the year or something. You can pay $5 and play twice, and then cancel your subscription.
That would be the best, like, buy one.
I'll do that, but
ever. Let's see. And sometimes you get to meet previous players on these games. Is that correct?
Yes. Sometimes previous players will join and play, or host a challenge, or make a guest visit. I love watching people who watch them and were fans of them, and then they join the Zoom call, and they're like, "I'm playing with you." Yes, you are. You're playing against them.
I love doing that with our podcasters too. We did a special event for Live to Give, and I brought in one of the celebrities that Rita from Survivor. She helped out that, and she appeared, and I didn't tell any of my podcasters. I was like, "Hey, surprise! There's a Survivor for you."
Wow. I love that.
One of the previous people, I don't know if she's played before, but this name looks familiar. Allison. Has she ever played a mini?
She has, yes. She played in the All-Stars mini, I believe.
True All-Star, by the way. So,
and while we're here on minis, I just want to say there's an amazing mini production team that are moderators, and they've been working very hard at the minis that are coming up in 2021, and I'm so impressed. They are absolutely killing it. So shout out to them.
One of the people on your moderating team, I believe, is Josh. It looks like Josh handles some of the minis as well, and a project manager on your staff.
Yes, so Josh kind of has two hats that he's wearing. Project manager is making sure that everything is flowing correctly for the film show on the behind the scenes. Like, are we meeting all of our dates? Are we meeting all of our deadlines? It's the logistics of making sure that everything's working. What are our risks? Like, what do we need to, like, if something messes up, how do we fix it? He takes care of that, but then he also is the mini manager, and he leads the mini team.
Nice. Jumping back to Allison just real quick. Mac does a great robbed goddess. So Allison, she says thank you. But
yes, robbed. I love Allison. I miss you, Allison.
Getting back to your team here, we skipped over Sabrina. Sabrina is joining us from season 3. She does your media relations. How's that going?
Yes, good. It's good. So Sabrina is over making sure, like, to even like make sure like a podcast like this can happen, or maybe another podcast, or if we have to send a news release somewhere. She's touching all those bases to make sure that nothing's falling through the cracks, because I get very busy. I used to do it myself. My degree is in public relations, but there needed to be someone who focused in on contacting people and connecting those dots that needed to be connected.
100%. I do a lot of the stuff for live reality games, so I totally understand. We have people working on our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and all that fun stuff. So
it can get overwhelming, honestly.
Shout out to those social media accounts of yours, Wes.
Yes.
Penthouse, you reestablished. You have a new Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and is that TikTok?
That is TikTok. You saw it correctly. That is TikTok. Yes, it sure is.
Do you personally do it? You do a little like dancing on there sometimes?
Yeah.
Really? I honestly don't even have TikTok downloaded, but now I might need to download it.
You do need to download it. I wouldn't say I was dancing, but I've definitely made like, oh no, I'm dancing. Yep, that's a dance. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but like this is an example. Please work for me.
It's okay.
No, it's not. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
This is like production. You can see like production, practicing a challenge. You can see some behind the scenes. No, people always get them confused. Mason was the casting manager, or not casting, I'm sorry, challenge manager for season 3. So he was there to make sure all the challenges were put together. And then that is Zane, who was a production person with a camera. And they look so much alike. And one day they had the same outfit on.
Whoa.
The same outfit on. And people on the cast were like, Mason, oh, you're Zane. Like, it was so funny. But yeah, on TikTok, there's casting information. There's me dancing. I was making fun of Luke being a clown with the Switch. There's some behind the scenes of Kadia and Jace getting into an argument in the kitchen that never made the show because it was after we filmed.
I'd like to see you run into a living room and just like run in like Derek did from season 3.
Yes. Okay. Jot that down.
Just be careful. It looked like kind of hurt sometimes. So.
Yeah. My jaw was on the ground.
Speaking of your teammates here, someone at home did ask for Josh and Josh's spinoff show. Any news on that?
Yes, it's coming out next month. It's January 10th today. And his show, it will be 3 episodes in February, once a week. I don't know if there's 4 weeks. I guess there's 4 weeks in February. But anyways, there's 3 episodes once a week. And it will be... more information's coming, but it'll be Josh on YouTube hanging out and involving a lot of people in the Penthouse community to come and hang out with him.
That's fantastic. We saw Josh do a little bit in Mayhem Manor this season down in Florida. So that was super exciting to see him pretty much host a game. Like he was running it and seemed to be really in charge of it. And I tuned into most of the lives that I could at least. So
yeah, I was trying to too. Yeah.
Well, speaking of other games, Wes, do you kind of watch these other games? Speaking of Mayhem Manor and stuff like that, are you a fan of anything out there? Sequester, maybe Survivor Michigan, Survivor New York, perhaps?
Yes, I try to touch base. I'm a very busy person, so I'm not as up to date as I would like to be. I have talked to Big Brother Columbus a lot and would watch. They have live feeds actually. That's like on a website, and I watch the live feeds. I would like to. Never mind. I'll keep that information. but
I feel like we were getting somewhere, Wes. You would like to maybe play one day? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
Okay, fantastic.
I would love to. Yes, I would like to.
I know you were nervous on the other one. But...
I was. I don't know what it is. I just get really nervous. But then, like when I'm filming and like hosting, I don't really. But when I'm playing, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't trust anybody. But
you shouldn't.
But yes, I do watch. Yes, Sabrina.
Yes, Sabrina, we actually found from Big Brother Columbus, one of the first games. Fantastic. If you all want to watch, go to YouTube, watch it. We also have a full season packed of live reality games. So we have Survivor Boston happening right now. We'll have Surviving Maine, Philly, Sequester. A nice one, Liberty University, starts pretty soon. Just all of them in general. Like, stay tuned to our page at Live Reality Games on Facebook for the most up-to-date information. Mac is very interested to see you play Big Brother Columbus, so he is looking if that is the case. So
let's make it happen.
Speaking of season 4, actually for Penthouse, 4 is my favorite number, so hopefully maybe that's good luck in my field. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'll just like talk to the people after they're eliminated. Just to jump back on your staff here, Kendall is another familiar face. Looks like she's handling the aesthetics.
Yes. Queen Kendall. Yes.
Kendall season 2, correct?
Yes. Robbed Queen of season 2, Kendall. Yes. So she is over making sure everything looks good for the camera. So there won't be any more comments about me having a neck beard.
Was that a comment? I missed that.
Yeah, I've read that before.
Okay. Well,
yeah, we don't talk about it. No, I'm just kidding. But but no, yeah. So she's going to make sure that everything looks good on camera. So that's everything from the location, from the way the cast members look, just making sure that it's polished. Because before I was attempting to do that, but trying to direct a show and host it and make sure everybody looks good, then I'm editing bald spots out of my head whenever we're filming a challenge. So.
Oh, well, one thing that did look really well, and I don't know if Kendall worked on this, but Kadia is commenting about her boot, and she made that boot look really nice. So
I miss you, Kadia. I was FaceTiming her like yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
And you've been pretty busy yourself too, just personally. It sounds like you moved. And little known fact out there for everyone, Wes is actually a published author. I had no idea.
I am. I have 3 published books. The latest one, Red, Welcome to Fayetteville, is a murder mystery set in my hometown. So if you like Riverdale or Scream or anything like that, it's right up your alley. Actually, this is a poster. So there was actually a murder mystery dinner event that happened in my hometown where you got to eat. And I wrote a different script for it, so there wasn't spoilers because a lot of people there had read the book. So they got to experience with the same characters and who's the killer, and it happened around them in the room as they're eating, and they're trying to solve it at their tables. And then we got to do book signings after and take pictures, and it was so fun.
Sounds like we need to do like the Penthouse, like murder mystery kind of thing. So
let me write that down. Yes, I love that. I'm obsessed.
Speaking of murder mystery, there is The Root of All Evil live game coming soon. Casting is underway for that as well. That is a murder mystery. So if you're looking for inspiration, maybe Wes, check that out. Clark does that. So
I've come across it. I'm gonna do some more digging.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I have heard of it. Yes.
We have some highly recommendations on Red out there. Allison says it's so good. Mac threw up. It's probably a link. I don't know if anyone can click on it.
It's a link.
Podcast, however. Anybody looking on us on live on YouTube or Facebook, make sure you check that out. And let's see here.
Well, thank you guys. That's so sweet. Yeah, it's a little known fact. There's a lot of people in like the Penthouse community, and then I also have like book community. And I don't know if each communities know that the other exists a lot of times.
I think we just found out your secret alias. It's like your Clark Kent. It's like, whoa, now I'm a writer.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Last person on your staff here listed is Shane. We talked about Shane being a part of casting and how that's coming up. So that's super exciting. What are you all looking for casting?
So there's different faucets. So all of us are looking through different lens. I'm looking for, are you a good character for the show? As in, do you have a story? Two of the questions, this is like casting tips. So like jot this down if you're watching. 2 of the questions that I ask is, what are your biggest fears in life?
Do you actually, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Wes has been putting a pen on his tongue to write notes that I don't think you had the cap open because that was weird.
Well, this is a pen. I actually do that for a pen.
Oh, okay. Do you?
Yeah. Like if it's not writing, you just.
I wrote on my tongue. I'm sorry.
You probably did.
Okay. So casting tips. Sorry.
Yes. So 2 of the questions that I ask is, what is your biggest fear and what is your biggest goal in life? And a lot of people answer, my biggest fear is heights. But I'm looking for more so like, my biggest fear is, I want to use an example, but I've loved this application, so I don't want to use it. Let's just say like, my biggest fear is insects, because when I was younger, I fell into an anthill and was bitten a lot by bugs. So now I want to work at a zoo to, do you see where we're going here? Like, I'm not looking for just like a one-word answer. I'm looking for, this is my biggest fear because of this. But I'm wanting, like, bugs is kind of like a bad example, but I'm looking for the layers of who you are as a person. Like, why do you fear this? Why is that your goal? Is it your goal because you've had something that happened in your life years ago that has made an impact on your life and you want to change the world because of that? Like, I want to hear what your story is. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So you want to know about us and you want to like psychoanalyze us and tell you our fears. I see.
I'm not looking for like a therapy session.
Oh, okay. I was going to right now break out my tissues for you.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm just looking to know, like, what is your story and when is it that somebody watching at home is watching you on TV and they feel like they relate to you and they're like, wow. And they don't even have to relate to you. It can just be something that pulls you in. Like, I want the characters, I call them characters in this case. They're people. You know what I'm saying? I want characters that you're excited to root for or root against. And what draws you in as a viewer to those people is what their story is. Mm-hmm. So that's what's important to me. But then there's also like, what's your strategy and how would you play the game? Would you choose save? Would you choose power? Like there's different aspects. I'm always looking for like, what is your energy whenever you get on camera? Can you be yourself? Can you tell a story? Can you talk well in front of a camera? Where's your character? What's your story? And then you've got Brett, game development manager, who's looking more for like strategy. How is it different from somebody else? Do you want to be a floater? So there's different ways to look at it, but I'm always looking for energy, personality, and character in your story.
I don't envy anybody that says, "Oh, I'm going to be a floater." I don't know if that would go.
No, people put that as their answer.
You probably want to float at least a little bit in the beginning, and then maybe not float. So,
yeah. But it is the penthouse. You will be exposed, so you can float as long as you want. Maybe you can try.
We'll see how far that gets you. So, let's see what was I going to say. You have a great little game available online for anybody that wants to like play around with different characters and stuff. The Penthouse is on Brant Steele. Did you know about Brant Steele before this even came around, Wes?
I was on Brant Steele when I was in the 7th grade. I was playing endlessly Big Brother. It was season 11 of Big Brother. I remember Jordan, Natalie, Kevin, Russell, Jeff, Jesse. Okay, I'm not going to go through the cast, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, I was playing Brant Steele in the 7th grade, obsessed and loved it, and have for years. I would make custom casts and everything. So when I was making the show and I had the idea, I'd already been playing on campus at my university. So it was a game that we played at my university's campus before it ever was a show. When I was like, okay, I can make this as a show. Let's give it a whirl. I reached out and I was like, what do you think about this format? What do you think about this game? I sent an email. Wasn't really expecting anything back. It's Brant Steele. Mm-hmm. It's Brant Steele.
You're up there with like Survivor. Big Brother's up there now. They just grabbed Sequester right before they grabbed you. So
right. So I was like, okay. So I sent the email, got a response, and he was like, I love this. Like Brant Steele was like, I really like this format. This is interesting. It's motivating. Like, let's go with it. So we worked together, and season 1 came out on Brant Steele the same day as the season 1 premiere.
Wow.
Yeah, at the same time. So I'm so thankful for Brant Steele. So like amazing to work with. And then season 2 is an interactive simulator, so you can actually pick your player and make your choices. And so is season 3.
A little fun thing to play around with some points.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like childhood Wesley, like 7th grade Wesley is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this.
And now you can even take it a step further. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm on YouTube, and like everybody knows who I am on YouTube. Like,
so. Yeah.
How's the feeling been of that? Like, are you getting noted? Do people like see you in public and know who you are and like come up to you?
It's definitely happened, but for different reasons. So back home, I've been recognized for writing the book. And people would come up to me and be like, "Oh, you're Wesley, like you wrote the book," or like I've had people come up to me in Walmart, pull a book out of their purse and be like, "Can you sign this?" We're in the middle of Walmart.
I was imagining they shoplifted at first and they were like, "Oh, this is perfect timing. Oh, hey, it's in my purse."
So yes, that has happened. It also happened quite a bit when I was in college. But it was like a smaller community, so it was like everybody knew everybody. So it wasn't like I never felt like a celeb or something. Like I hate that. Like that makes me feel gross. Like I don't want people to think that somebody's better than somebody else. And it's weird for me to answer the question like, yes, I've been noticed in different occasions in different places, but it's not like I'm just another person just like everybody else is.
So you wouldn't mind if I popped up from like, "Hey, can we get a selfie? Can you sign this?"
No,
book?
I would love to take a selfie. That's awesome. Like, just make sure the angle's right. But yeah, and the lighting. But yeah, no, yeah. But it is kind of. I want to. No, I'm sorry.
I was just going to recap. People be like, "Hey, we're talking about the Penthouse here, season 4, originally as the Totem Pole." So we're joined by Wes talking about the Penthouse. Wes, take it away.
So we were just talking about what it was like to like be on YouTube and to be like noticed and to have people's opinions. That is something actually that used to really bother me, is like what other people's opinions were. And to put the show out there, I was expecting like 400 views on the premiere weekend, right? We had an in-person premiere in an auditorium on campus. I walked out on stage and almost every seat was full in the auditorium. Like it was packed. And I was like, okay, so some flyers and postcards on the student center tables really did the trick, I see. But also like the cast was all from the same university. Anywho, I'm saying all this to say, it used to be overwhelming to read comments and to read opinions of people like, I don't like the editing or the sound and like da-da-da-da, and like give, I want to say feedback, but like some people just want to, like, it's not really feedback. You're just trying to be a butthole, like, honestly. But anywho, it used to be overwhelming to see like thousands and thousands of comments and people judging you and scrutinizing you. But I think I've gotten to a place where it doesn't really bother me. But a case where it would is like a live podcast where I could see a live stream of comments. That would make me a little bit uneasy.
But no, like I said all this time, like these comments are coming in West from out of nowhere, and everyone's shouting out how great the show is and how great you are, and the cast members are amazing, and your production team is great.
No, I'm so thankful.
A little late to the party is Skylar here. She just wanted to.
Hi, Skylar.
So.
Hi. And then I also want to say, like, I don't want to sit here and like fester on this and be like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous about comments. Like it's a comment, it's the internet, honestly. Like it's gonna be okay. Like there's more to life than the internet. But I have seen.
We can talk about that neck beard again. How's that?
Yes, the neck beard. I'm working on it. Okay. I'm working on it. I'm still going through puberty.
Kendall, thank you for being there for aesthetics.
Yes. She's like, it's gotta go, Wes. It's gotta go. I'm like, okay, I guess it does. But I know that it's much harder on the cast members because I'm like the host, right? Like you can say that I talked weird or that I stood weird or that I have a neck beard, but as a cast member, you have so much more going on. They're scrutinizing the way you look, the way you talk, the way you play, the way you look, the way you are on camera, the way you're interacting on social media. Every aspect of what you're doing is up for grabs to be scrutinized. And I try to, preface them and be like, everybody has an opinion on the internet and you're going to see things that you don't like. It's going to hurt your feelings, but you need to learn that like, it's just a comment on the internet and it's going to be okay. It's also okay to be like upset about it and like, deal with it and move on from it. Let it be your inner saboteur. We're moving on. But I have seen cast members become really overwhelmed and like give me a phone call or a text, just like, I like can't really do this. It's happened every single season actually. And there's always some troll who's just trying to, really bring somebody down. But there's so much positivity and so many people supporting the show and being kind to the cast members. It builds me up to see them getting the support.
100%. I know when Liz and I were doing the interviews and post-elimination stuff from your contestants. A lot of them spoke about how nice it was to finally tell their story and to talk about like some of the gossip and some of the comments that were going out there. Hey, we didn't like this gameplay, and we had them on explaining themselves and making sense of it. And it was really a nice time to see that. I know some, especially like Madison last season, she had a really rough time with stuff. She made a lot of power moves, and it was just really nice to get to sit down with her and talk about like what was going through her mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really nice to see like these people are playing like for real.
Yeah. And they all like, it's when you're there and you're playing, you don't know what everybody else is thinking. You don't know what's going to happen. Like, you don't know if Shane's going to pull out a reverse switch and clown you back to the bottom, you know? So everybody has their own game that they're playing. And at the end of the day, it is a show. There's obviously editing that goes into it. I'm not trying to like show you something totally different than what actually happened. But you do need to understand that, like, this is editing. These players did so much more than what you're seeing.
You have a fan, too, that just popped in. They had some very nice comments for you, Wes. So if you're interested in casting an Espe, perhaps. I'm sorry, I mispronounced your name.
Yes, love her.
Well, before we head out, we are talking about the Penthouse. Why the change from Totem Pole to the Penthouse? Any reasoning?
Yeah, so there's different reasons. This is actually something that I have been contemplating and thinking a lot about for a very long time. And there's aspects of, especially with baggage for season 3, of where the show can go. How can the show be better? And then I'm also considering totem poles are used by the Native American community in a religious and spiritual way. I'm not Native American, and I felt uncomfortable using that. And I just didn't think that it was necessarily appropriate anymore. And I was like, if we go with the Penthouse, there is so much there. I did want to change the name, and the Penthouse was the best way to go for me and the team.
I want to see like an access card hidden. So if you're at the basement, you can play this card, be like, I'm taking the elevator up to number 2.
Right. See, you've got the basement, you've got the elevator, you've got the bellhop, you've got the front desk, you've got so much that there could even be like spinoffs. Wink, wink.
Oh.
Anywho.
Room service. We can have room service. Hopefully it's not like super expensive.
Something like that. Anyway, what? Just keep your eyes on the Penthouse YouTube channel. That's all.
I feel like the more terms I throw about penthouses, the more like, oh, I see Wes looking at that one. Yeah, okay.
There's something going on here, and I can tell you there is. I'm excited about season 4. That's my answer.
I'm excited too. You said casting is open to the end of the month. Everyone, if you haven't applied yet, go on apply. Sounds like we need to do like a little video, a little intro about us.
Just some quick questions. Be yourself in your video. Be confident. Let us know who you are. And don't worry about it. It's all going to be good.
Well, once again, here are those links to the Penthouse and their social media accounts. So if you need to check them out, right there. And I especially enjoyed this TikTok one, which I will have to check out after.
Yes, please do.
Wes, thanks for hanging out here. Any final comments? Anything that you want to talk about before we jump off here?
Yes, it's kind of off topic, but it's something that I've been thinking about as I've rebranded and I've moved. Life can get overwhelming and super stressful, but just take the time to try to have a positive mindset, because I can get stuck having a negative mindset and worrying about like comments or, you know, all the other things that I've mentioned in this podcast. But there is so much good out there, and it's okay to look at the good. It's okay to look at the good. And thank you so much for supporting the show for years, and everything from like playing on YouTube to watching the show to playing on Instagram, playing on Twitter, the messages, the comments, like I eat it up, and I'm obsessed with this community and the way they have accepted me in this show, all the way from when it was a game on a university campus. Never in my life thought it would be where it is today. And the only reason that it is because of the viewers. And
we thank Wes for you putting in the hard work in making this. It's really come out fantastic. Having watched from, like I said, season 1, it's really progressed and really has become a huge game in this live reality game community. And it's just amazing to have you be part of us. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And thank you for watching from the beginning. I really do appreciate it.
And a huge thank you for all the fans out there. Naomi, we had Max, Sabrina tuning in from season 3. Kyle, we had a lot more people on the comments too, Skylar, and all those other people out there. So thank you for tuning in. Any further questions, just leave them in the comments below, and then we'll make sure to get back to them. You can check this out streaming live here at facebook.com/liverealitygames, on our YouTube, and anywhere podcasts are found. All right, everyone, have a fantastic night. We'll be back on Tuesday for some more Sequester. We have The Life We Live. So you think you can survive? I mispronounced that. And then Survivor Boston, a fun, packed week.
Busy week.
Wes, thanks again for hopping on here. And everyone,
thank you so much for having me.
Fantastic night. And like Wes said, look towards the good.